Hi, this is a CBSE XII Physics 3-mark question. The question reads, figure shows two identical capacitors C1 and C2 of 2 mu F connected to a battery of 5 volt. Initially, switch S is closed. Now the switch S is opened and dielectric slabs of dielectric constant K is equal to 5 are inserted to fill completely the space between the plates of the two capacitors. What we have to find is how will the charge and potential difference between the plates of the capacitors be affected after the slabs are inserted, and we have to find the ratio of the energy stored in both the capacitors after introducing dielectric slabs. So this is a problem on capacitors, and the key concepts which will be used is that the charge Q in a capacitor is given by CV and the energy of a capacitor is given by half CV square. So what is given is the two capacitors, capacitance is given equal to 2 mu F, and there is a battery connected. The two capacitors are connected to a battery of 5 volt. So first the switch S is closed. First S is closed. When S is closed, both the capacitors are connected to the battery. So when both the capacitors are connected to the battery, they will get charged. So suppose the charges which are accumulated on each are given by Q1 and Q2, then both will be equal and will be equal to C into V. That using that formula, it will be 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 5, that is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulombs, or it will be 10 microcoulombs. So when S is closed, the charges accumulated on each will be 10 microcoulomb. Now what is done is dielectric slab of dielectric constant K is equal to 5 is inserted completely between the plates of the two capacitors. So when the dielectric slab is introduced, both the capacitance will change. The capacitance of the two capacitors will change. Suppose it becomes C1 dash and C2 dash, and both will be equal to, we will find out by the formula Ka epsilon naught by D, or K initial capacitance. So it becomes K times, that is 5 into 2. So it becomes 10 mu. So capacitance of both the capacitors now becomes 10 mu F on introducing the dielectric slab. But secondly, what is done is that now the switch S is open. Now what they have done is, earlier S was closed, but now S is open. So when S is open, C2 is not connected to the battery. C2 is not connected to the battery, but its capacitance is increased to 10 mu F. And it had a charge of 10 microcoulomb. So what will happen to the potential now. Potential will be Q2 by C2 dash, that is 10 microcoulomb, 10 in both are micro, so 10 microcoulomb by 10 microfarad, it becomes equal to 1 volt. So the potential of the second capacitor falls to 1 volt. What happens to the first capacitor? Because the first capacitor is connected to the battery. So when and its capacitance has increased to 10 microfarad and it is connected still to 5 volt. So its charge will increase. Now its charge will become C1 dash into V1, the potential of the battery, that is 10 mu F into 5, that is 50 microcoulomb. So the charge in the first capacitor will increase to 50 microcoulomb, but charge in the second capacitor remains 10 microcoulomb. The potential in the first capacitor is still 5 volt, but the potential in the second capacitor is dropped to 1 volt. This is the answer to the first subpart. Now, second subpart, what they are asking is, what is the ratio of the energy stored in both the capacitors after introducing the dielectric slab? So if U1 is the energy of the first capacitor, the value will be half C1 is 10 microfarad, that is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 into V is 5 volt, so 25. Or this becomes, we'll cancel this 2 with this, we'll get 5 or 125 into 10 to the power minus 6 joules. What will be the energy of the second capacitor? Using the same formula, half C capacitance, this capacitor also has the same capacitance, 10 into 10 to the power minus 6, but its potential is just 1. So this becomes 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 joules. The ratio will be U1 by U2 will be 125 by 5 10 to the power minus 6 cancels, or it will be 25 is to 1. So this is the answer to the second subpart. Hope the question is clear to you. If you want to see my further videos, kindly subscribe my channel and share with your friends also. Thank you.